Hi guys, welcome back to MSE. I'm Jade. Hopefully you caught a glimpse of the live we did last night, but today, right now, we have our A-level results night preview live, which is really exciting. Obviously, we've got our big live coming up tonight. So today we have the big day previews. We're going to be having a look at the thoughts of some year 13s. We'll also be having some little best moments from Nadia as well. You'll catch that in the video very soon. We also have A-level results live at 8 p.m. That will be happening tonight. That will be going right through to 2 a.m. We'll again be talking to year 13s. We'll have some expert advice, and of course there will be games. We know you love the games as well. And don't forget, we will be going live tomorrow as well as today. So on results day, we'll be going live from 6:30 a.m. because we know there'll be lots of people up bright and early, ready to get their results, or not ready, who knows. We'll be talking to year 13s again, more expert advice and the latest news as well. We'll be keeping up with social media. And as well, we haven't forgotten about you GCSE students. We know next week is a big week for you guys. So here you'll be able to see just the list of live streams that we will be doing next week as well, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and of course Thursday, results day for you GCSE students. So that is very exciting. So let's get into the live now then. I'm not alone in the studio today. I am joined actually by Matcha.
Hello.
Here he is.
Yeah.
He's going to be sat beside me today. How are you today?
Not too bad.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah.
For the results back.
You're getting your results as well. Yeah. We have two different experiences actually of A levels and our outcomes from what's going to be happening tomorrow. Obviously, as you guys probably know, I'm aiming to get to university. But what are you thinking about?
I'm hoping to be employed very soon. Mm-hmm. I mean, the only kind of big change that's going to come with me getting my results is sending an email to the agency I'm with to say change it from predicted grades to these, but I'm not too worried about tomorrow. But it's probably because there's not really pressure on it. But
not too much riding on it,
it's more for personal pride, I guess.
Yeah, because it's like 2 years of our life that we've worked towards, so even if we're not having a specific outcome from tomorrow, it's still a big deal. It's still like,
and I mean, I may go to university at some point, and it will affect that.
You can't rule it out.
No.
So yeah, on a similar note to do with that, we are actually going to be speaking to Tom in a little bit. Not right now, but in a little bit later in the live, and he's a recruitment consultant. So if you guys have any questions that you want to put in the comments when the time comes, that would probably be really useful for you guys to ask some questions. We can ask Tom, and he'll have some great expert advice on that area, so kind of looking for
if you're
jobs,
looking for employment, or whether you're maybe on a gap year as well, because I'm sure if you're on a gap year you might want to earn a bit of money before you go off to uni. Yeah,
and you don't need to be an A-level student looking for results tomorrow to ask Tom a question, because you might have questions about maybe a part-time job or work experience, because obviously all that leads to a career later on in life. So what are your like kind of emotions for tomorrow? You said you weren't too nervous, but
no, I mean, I'm kind of, when it comes to results, I'm just going to accept it is kind of what I'm going with. I don't mind what I get, because I know I've put the work in all those weeks and months ago, that I'll get what I hopefully deserve. So I can't argue if I get any, because then clearly what I put in was only E-level grade.
Yeah, that's true.
Although I feel I did better than that, but
yeah, I think it definitely depends on the amount of effort you feel you've put in, because I feel like I did put a lot of effort towards the end. I think I was quite casual about everything in the first year, and probably even the start of the second year. But you mentioned earlier as well, before we went live, that a lot of people said applying to university and going through the whole UCAS process is almost like another subject.
Yeah.
So it does take a lot of your time up sort of in the first term of year 13, or maybe even the last term of year 12, I don't know, depends on your sixth form. Yeah, but it takes a long time with personal statements and the endless forms that you have to fill out on UCAS, and then once you do get there and you've sent off your requests to universities, it does feel good. It feels like a big relief, but you've only accomplished the smallest part. Like, you haven't even done your exams yet. You know you have that to come. So
Yeah, I mean that's why a lot of people now aren't actually applying for university in the time frame like you did. A lot of people are just waiting for clearing, and then just kind of over the phone informing the university that they're a great person, take them on.
Yeah, exactly.
And it might be lower grade boundaries as well.
Who knows? Because I think if you kind of tell yourself, I'm not gonna be too worried about going to university, I'll apply and clearing. If I don't get what I want, I'll do it next year. That's a very easy way to just take all of the pressure off of yourself.
Yeah.
I think it's not necessarily the pressure of getting the right grades to go to the uni, it's the pressure of meeting the expectations of the uni you've applied to. Because if you already have your results and you apply to uni, you're not going to be worried at all.
No, I had a friend last year, he's 26, and he applied for uni. He said it was still a great feeling waking up on the results day for A-level students and seeing an email that said, you can get in, but he obviously knew, so there wasn't too much pressure. Yeah,
exactly. So it's just like, you're not too worried about it. No. I think it's not something worth stressing too much about before the day. I said this last night, but it's like, it's important and it's an important day, so just worry about it on the day.
Yeah, I mean, what can you actually do to change it?
Nothing you can do. There's nothing I can do right now to change the outcome of tomorrow.
No.
A lot of people have been stressing about grade boundaries because I think it was only last year actually, that was the last year that a lot of exam boards were putting grade boundaries out 24 hours before results.
Although I've heard rumours that maths has a really low grade boundary, like the lowest in the history of it or something like that.
So I have a feeling actually that the EdXL grade boundaries have been leaked this morning. I don't know whether it's a leak or whether it is available, because it used to be available at this time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I've heard people saying, maths is super low, and I'm hoping it is. I'm thinking it's super low.
Because I also heard rumours that they'd actually had the paper leaked as well or something.
Oh yeah, our maths paper was leaked, and that was a whole big deal. I mean, it's definitely going to affect the outcome of a lot of people's papers tomorrow. But at the same time, because it's been such a big deal, if you were to not get into your uni, I have hope that if you rung them up and said, look, I did EdXL maths, I'm really not confident in the grade that I was given, and I met the other two criteria that you needed, and so would you consider me? Because I think something to remember for you A-level students out there for tomorrow is that universities do appreciate people who will chase them up. It shows that you want the place, it shows that you're really dedicated and have a proper motivation to go to their uni, do their course. And you never know, they might rethink, and you don't know who's going to be at the other end of that phone call, because they could be feeling really generous and think, do you know what, you've called me up, you're not far off, we did initially reject you, but hey, you've called us and you really want it, and so we're going to give you another chance. So just go to your teachers or whoever is in the office wherever you're picking your results up from, and just have a go, just at least have a go. All they can say is, no, sorry, we did reject you. That's honestly all they can say. Right, so it is 12:30. We have a really exciting video for you guys coming up. We're going to see some of Nadia's best moments over exam season. We know you guys love Nadia. We spoke to her yesterday on the live, but she's had some great reactions and great thoughts over the exam period, so we're going to show you that. We're also going to show you a little interview with Tom, who I mentioned earlier, the recruitment consultant, about interview tips. And kind of the do's and don'ts with interviews. We also have a couple of other things happening in the video as well. Yeah,
we'll see some discussions with some year 13s about the exam season and getting their results and how they feel about that. And then we will be getting a bit of information from GCSE students, basically their top 5 emotions during the exam season.
So
I don't think I had 5, it was just stress.
Yeah, pretty much stress, but we'll see what the GCSE reaction team were feeling over exams. Here it is.
Here today I'm with
Bruna and Alison,
and we're the Powerpuff Girls.
Get it? Blue, green.
Yeah, but I'm gonna wear pink, okay, but I'm gonna skip over.
It still works.
Yep, so.
How'd you feel it went, Nadia?
Okay, before I spoke to you, I thought, oh, that was a great exam. Because honestly, I woke up at like 4:30 in the morning to revise, and I couldn't do it. I was like, I'm gonna fail. I was crying. I was like, no, I can't do this. But then I realized I put really stupid stuff, like for the editing techniques 12-mark question, Instead of writing about editing techniques, I wrote about camera movement. That's not editing techniques. So I lose a maximum of 6 marks.
So Nadia, how did you revise for the exam?
I tested out on loads of different methods and none of them really worked. I used...
Great advice.
Paper 2, psychology. It was okay, it was good. I answered all the questions in biopsychology section, but I missed out 3 questions in approaches just because I didn't have enough time to finish it. It was like 2 markers, a 4 marker, and half an 8 marker. That's a lot of points. Yeah, you know theorists like the back of your hand.
Yeah.
I knew it like the front of my hand. Because this paper was rubbish, very rubbish. Because the one topic I didn't revise is schizophrenia, they decided to put the essay question on, and I honestly didn't know anything about interactionist approach to explaining and treating schizophrenia, and I didn't know, so I skipped that question, and that's a whole 16 marks, and I'm rubbish, and I didn't even.
I've noticed that, especially with science at least. Like I may have done a past paper from 2016 and it appears again.
It's too late for me. It's too late for me. I don't even know how to pronounce this. What is this? Potentiality? Okay, whatever. There's a rainbow outside. It's really pretty. Maybe that's a sign that I will get a good grade. I'm a bit worried though because I've revised. I have the revision in front of me, but do I know it? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm done. My mum took me to Nando's and I won £75 in an art competition today as well. So I guess that made me feel better about my rubbish grades. I really hate what I did for my, I hate all my pieces for my art exam. I did 4 pieces because Miss Chang said do 4 and I should have just combined them and do 1, like do 4 different characters in 1 setting instead of 4 characters in 4 different settings. I should have just combined them and did them in 1. After the exam I still felt like that, but I didn't cry. It was just like whatever, I'm so happy it's over because it's my last day and my last exam, so.
We hope you've been enjoying this preview. Join us tonight at 8 p.m. We'll be going right through the evening until 2 a.m, hours before the A-level students get their results. There's going to be loads of games, 6 different kinds of games, in fact.
Yeah, and we'll be speaking to loads of Year 13s, as many as possible, to get an idea of how they're feeling before they get their results.
Yeah, so join us at 8 p.m. tonight.
Hi, welcome back to MSE. Today I'm joined by Tom, a recruitment consultant, and I'm going to talk to him about interviews. Tom, how should people start to prepare for an interview?
I think the main thing that people need is knowledge and information. The more research you do on the company or organisation that's going to be taking you in for an interview, the better. You're going to be able to answer questions much more naturally.
Where are the best places to find this sort of information before an interview?
I think the best way would be going straight to their website, doing a full scan of everything that they've done. You can use tools like LinkedIn to find individuals within the business, try and start to piece together a picture of where the business has come from.
Who would you say are the best people to approach when wanting to do a mock interview?
I think this is a tough one because it's going to be who's available to you at the time. Things like using either teachers or people that you've helped study with, old bosses, even people like parents and grandparents can be a good help.
Would you recommend buying a new outfit before an interview?
It depends. I'd say you really want to be in business formal attire, so something like a suit and tie or at least a shirt. It has to be. Even if the place that you're interviewing for doesn't require you to wear that on a daily basis, it's always better to show you're really interested at the start and put your best foot forward.
Is over preparation and predicting questions an issue when heading into an interview?
It depends. I wouldn't say over preparation is an issue. I'd say it's if it leads to any sort of stress or worry about the interview process, then that's where the issue will come in. You can't ever really have too much information about the business that you're looking to apply for.
Is there anything you can recommend for people who aren't very outgoing to improve their confidence before an interview?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say the main thing is just get out there and meet as many people as possible. If you're the old saying that practice makes perfect. So the more people you're out there socialising with, speaking with, the better you're going to get at it. And there are some people that are born naturally charismatic and confident, outgoing people, but I have to say it's not the majority.
So in an interview, if you don't hear or understand a question, what should you do?
The best thing is just to be honest and ask I'd say, excuse me, can you repeat that again? One of the techniques that I've used in the past is to say something like, in what context would that be? Or something along those lines to make it seem like you've got more than one answer to what they're asking, which will make them not only repeat the question, but elaborate on it further so that you can, you really want to make sure that you're giving the answer that they want to hear from you.
Would you say a first interview is the best place to ask about a salary?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've known there's hundreds of interviews that go on and a second interview isn't even arranged. They'll make an offer from the first interview. So if you don't ask it at the first interview, you might not get another chance.
What's your number one tip when it comes to nailing an interview?
I would say at the end of the day, people are hiring a person. As much as you can have all the perfect skills for a job and you can tick all of the boxes on that front, it's good to get your personality across, go into the interview and just be yourself, because if you can be as natural and as smooth and build up some rapport with the person that you're interviewing with, that's gonna carry a lot more weight than just having X, Y, and Z qualifications.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sure this has been very helpful to our viewers at MSc. It's been very helpful for me.
Thank you.
So many thanks for your time, Tom.
We hope that was useful for all of you. Let's see what's coming up next for all of you GCSE students and A-level students.
And I have to cook.
Are you going to buy your own toilet paper, or are you and your roomies going to have to each put 20p down?
Getting out of here, bye mom, bye dad, see you later.
Today we're going to be talking about university feelings. So what are we scared about? What are we excited about?
I've been excited for uni since before GCSE. I've been waiting to go for it now. I've been ready to go. I'm going to uni, I'm getting out of here, bye mom, bye dad, see you later.
When the grades get there,
I've been so excited to go. I've just been so excited. I don't think I'm scared about anything really and truly. I just want to go.
So that's a positive human being.
I'm excited because I'm going to UAL, and I'm excited to have the connections and have. I feel I have Love Island. I'm excited to have those connections. I'm excited to get grafted. Have more freedom, because I feel I did have freedom in college, but I feel in uni it will be more so.
Yeah, so I had the same attitude as Priscilla when I was in year 11, because just I was sick of my grandma, so I was I can't wait to go to uni, can't wait to get away from this. Sometimes when there's dusty people on TFL.
Your grandma?
Pardon?
Did you say your grandma?
No, my brother.
Oh, we heard grandma. We're saying here grandma. Your grandma do.
My grandma's nice. He is the demon.
Oh, your brother.
Yeah.
We heard grandma. We heard grandma. I swear.
I just wanted to get away from my brother. Anyways, sometimes London will be a bit too much. The atmosphere, the people on the transport, the crazy, everything. I'll just be I can't wait to go to Durham, because when I went there, it's just quiet. It's a new atmosphere. I kind of feel out of my comfort zone when I was in the party and just like socializing with the applicants. But then there was like a moment where we were dancing and like I felt united.
I'm mostly fear. I'm excited. I don't know. It's because I'm very anchored to my family in a way. So I'm very like sentimental, and I don't like change. So the fact you thought I would have thought about this, right? That like, oh, I'd stay close to home, go to university that's quite close if I have these issues, but I decided to go
all the way to
Scotland.
I'm excited about like living by myself, but then I'm really scared about getting kidnapped. Kidnapped.
Oh,
And I have to cook. But I don't want to. But like, oh no.
so you also have to sort out your finances, right? And what I was thinking about is like, obviously they're not gonna provide you things like toilet paper and stuff. So you're gonna have to like, are you gonna buy your own toilet paper, or are you and your roomies gonna have to like each put 20p down? 20p? I don't know what it's like. I don't know finances.
You have your own role. That's it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Like that kind of thing.
I don't think there's anything bad about
Anyway,
I think the stress. Maybe the stress
student-
and
student-
the work.
Yeah.
Dissertation.
oh my gosh, that YouTube needs to come through for me somehow. Like,
You
Yeah,
guys,
for YouTube.
all I'm gonna say is scholarship. Search out like
Yeah.
you can find some good ones. I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, find the scholarships. They're gonna make you do some long process, but it's worth it because they will pay like if it's maybe a grand or two, maybe sometimes
Have
it's
you got
a third.
Use Grant Berry.
yeah, but overall, we're all excited for uni.
Yeah.
I mean, only being kidnapped and being broke.
You guys are excited. I'm fearful.
I'm excited.
Honestly, like, interesting. But then at the same time, it's like, oh damn.
I've been independent all my life. Like I was ready for it. Like
I've been independent.
Alright, like let's go.
I haven't been independent. I don't know how to cook, so I'm going to
It's
start.
okay. I'll teach you. It's
You
fine.
better buy.
So thank you for joining us about our excitement, our fears about university, and we hope you find them interesting, and as well as some issues that you may want to think about.
Hey.
Thank you.
Bye.
That went decent. It was great.
I'm so grateful for that exam.
English was actually pretty good.
You decided to give us a very solid question.
Brilliant exam.
And it went really, really well.
Went amazing.
So fingers crossed for that grade 8. Maybe even a grade 9.
Basically, the extract was just really irrelevant.
I haven't done Islam since like one lesson in year 10.
My calculator decided to go in some weird mode.
Panic, chaos. That story was messed up.
The fire alarm goes off and the bell stops and they don't let us out.
That was not it. It's like, sorry, but no. Like, no.
I don't really want to talk about it because it was just really bad.
A C question on Advent. Who knows any quotes about Advent?
Or the irrelevant characters.
It was okay.
I thought it went okay. I thought it went quite good, to be fair.
But I was thinking it's kind of semi-semi.
Some of the questions were a little bit weird.
I might fail it, but I never have to do it again. Oh wait, if you do fail it, you have to do it again.
But I think I like Justin Bieber. I don't know why I wrote about him so negatively.
It was a bit iffy, but I feel like I did well enough.
The invigilator kept staring at me, and every time I looked up at him, he wrote something down. Okay, Steve, why?
It was a weird paper.
The one exam I thought I would do good in, I don't think I did.
Actually awful.
The worst test I've ever done, maybe.
It didn't go the best.
Shockingly bad.
Yeah. The worst science exam.
So bad. I'm dead too, by the way.
Oh no, I hated it.
Oh my god, it was as horrible as I was expecting. I failed tech.
I'm just glad the mess is finished, first of all.
For once, I didn't run out of time on it.
but it, summer's here and we're done.
We finished geography!
Yes, get in there. It's summer, and I couldn't be happier. And no more English. So brilliant.
Yeah, it is already on fire because I was burning it. Flashcards can now be burnt.
My GCSEs are...
Time to celebrate.
Okay, hope you guys enjoyed those videos, and we wish the best of luck to the GCSE reaction team and all of you GCSE students actually for next week. So just a little recap of what's going on today plus what's going on tomorrow. So today, as you can see, very shortly we're going to be speaking to Tom. And also Matra and I, we're just going to be having a good chat as well and seeing what you guys are saying in the comments. Tonight, obviously, it's kind of the start of the big live. We're going to have A-level results live starting from 8 p.m. We're going to have 6 different games, guys. That is 6 different opportunities for you guys to win a prize. So that's really exciting. Yeah. Plus, we'll be going right through to 2 a.m. Kira will be joining me on the live tonight as well as other year 13s who are going to be getting their results tomorrow, just like us. Yeah, and then obviously tomorrow we'll be going live from 6:30 and yeah, kind of taking you guys through the whole process and then giving everyone a bit of a break afterwards. And not to forget, the GCSE students next week will be having lives from Monday right through to Thursday, taking you guys, obviously, as we like to say, we're with you all the way. And yeah, you can catch a glimpse of the lives that are going to be coming up next week very soon. So here we are then. This is Tom. Tom is a recruitment consultant. I get it right. Yeah, so hi Tom, how are you doing today?
Yeah, good, thanks. Good, how are you?
Very good, thank you. So we have some questions lined up. If any of you guys in the comments have any questions for Tom as well, do get those in, and I'm sure we'll be able to help them get answered. So yeah, let's go ahead with the questions then. We've got a good one to start with. How do I build a good CV if I'm thinking of taking a gap year? Are there any do's or don'ts for that?
Yeah, definitely. I think the main bulk of the CV needs to just be, you know, a snapshot of yourself and who you are. Obviously, everything that you're putting on there is going to be dependent on what type of job you're going for. So, you know, make sure that you include things like, you know, a profile of yourself, which can just be 4 or 5 lines about the sort of things you're interested in, things you do, why you're looking to work in that field. But try and keep that brief, and then, you know, you can move into the education side of things, which you know, everybody should have on their CV. And yeah, I think any other things you can do, like part-time work, volunteering, any extracurricular activities you want to include on there as well. Even things like if you're into sports or running or anything, you want to just include everything on there, because it's all going to be a talking point when it comes to an interview or something like that. So yeah, make sure to include everything about yourself that you think might be interesting. And yeah, try and keep it to about 1 to 2 pages at maximum.
Cool.
Okay, so say you have applied for a job, Tom, and the company or the agency you've applied with aren't getting back to you. How do you kind of prompt them to give you a response without kind of being annoying?
I would say just find their phone number and give them a call if you've got their phone number. Yeah, definitely just ask them. Because even if it's, from your point of view, even if it's going to be a no and you're not going to be successful in getting the job, it's best to find out why, because it's going to help you out next time. And yeah, further down the line, you're going to need all of this feedback to build up, because you're going to have to perfect that CV over a good period of time. And I think, yeah, if you haven't got their phone number, send them an email, send them a message on LinkedIn would be a good professional network site to make a more professional approach rather than using something like Facebook or Instagram to message somebody. But yeah, I think even if you know where the offices are based, go down there and speak to the receptionist or speak to somebody who's in hiring and ask them, you know, why you're not being gotten back to, or you know what the process is at the moment, where they're in at the stage. Because you know, it's not always that they're going to get back to you straight away if they're really interested in you. It could be, you know, some of these processes take 1 to 2 months, especially for some larger companies that are a little bit slower on their recruitment process.
Yeah, so kind of with the idea of social media at the moment, I know a lot of younger people don't necessarily have things such as a LinkedIn profile, but I know obviously that's quite a big thing with a lot of places and a lot of employers. So do you have any tips on how to start a LinkedIn profile up and what to include on it? Would it be wrong to say that you're looking for work on your LinkedIn profile and that kind of thing?
Definitely not. I think it depends what situation you're in. If you're currently in a job, whether it's part-time or something like that, it might not be best to advertise that you're looking, because it might annoy your current boss. But there's plenty of ways that you can, even if you just start up a LinkedIn, that they give you all the hints and tips that they've built up over time to build your profile on there. Just be honest and put things, any part-time work you've done, any hobbies, any skills you've got. There's all sorts of sort of soft skills that you can pick up as well. Things like good communication, marketing skills, sales skills, things like that. You can use to build up your profile on there. And again, it's about reaching out to people, because the profile itself is only going to get you so far. So use that to reach out to people, make contact with people, and just because they're the people that are going to be making the hiring decision at the end of the day. So you've got to go to them. They're not always going to be able to find you.
Okay, so looking back on maybe a gap year again, what would you recommend in terms of getting a job? Would it be better to get a job that maybe gets you lots of money, so when you're at uni you're not worrying about money too much, or maybe a job that will get you some experience and something that will look good on your CV?
I think it's a balancing act between the two. It depends what field you want to go into down the line. If you're interested in the IT industry or engineering industry, or something in the arts or performing, you need to choose what's going to be best for you in the long term. Because if you're thinking 5 years down the line, when you're leaving university, you're going to want as much experience within your relevant field as possible. But then again, I understand that you need to balance that with the actual cost of going to uni. So, weigh that up yourselves. But I would say start as early as possible in the industry you want to go into, because there may always be somebody else out there that did decide to go into that earlier on when you are going in for an interview at some point in the future. So, so start building that as early as possible.
So would you recommend maybe going on work experience instead of getting paid work at some points over the gap year?
It's a hard one, because there are a lot of places that do offer like unpaid internships and things like that, where you could get some really good experience in the industry you want to go into. But how sustainable is that long term for you? Because especially when you're going to work, there's going to be other costs incurred, things like travel and even things like you're going to be away from home for long periods of time. So maybe staying away or paying for things like food and living expenses if you are to take a job that's further away from home. So I would primarily go through anything that's paid work, because you can still have it within an industry and relevant to the field you're going to. It doesn't have to be specifically the job you're looking for, where you've got to go into an internship, and you're going to have to pay for those university fees as well at some point. So definitely start earning money as soon as possible.
Yeah. Those are some good tips then. So do you have any specific tips on when you're trying to write an email to a potential employer?
I think it's maintaining a level of professionalism without taking it too far. Sometimes things can come across a little bit too polite, a little bit too doctored, and some of these are going to be you send an email to an employer, that's going to be the first snapshot of yourself that you're putting out there. So try and include some of your own personality in it, but maintaining an air of professionalism as well, because don't try not to take it too far, because otherwise you're going to just blend in with the crowd, making yourself stand out. And you have to remember that most people aren't even going to make that initial introduction anyway. So just putting yourself out there on email, phone calls, or maybe at networking events or at a meeting somewhere, you're really going to be standing out already. And then it's just taking that next part to make sure that you're not just another email in their inbox somewhere.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So how would you recommend, say someone's applied for a job, or a few and they haven't gotten anywhere with it, how would you recommend they deal with rejection?
I think it's, roll with the punches. Don't let it get you down, because it's, especially some industries are so tough to break into. But that once you've got your foot in that first job, you've got a foothold on the market, and that'll be you in. So just keep fighting for that position that you want to get. And again, from every rejection, find out why it was a rejection, things you can improve on, because who better to ask than the person that's actually interviewing you for the role? Give them a call, send them an email and just say, what can I improve next time? And even if only half of them can get back to you, that's a lot of information for you to run with into the next interview. And again, it might open the door for you for, these people are going to be hiring again at some point, might open the door for you to get in at that as well. But yeah, if you come a close second or third in that interview process, they could potentially offer you a position somewhere else down the line. So maintain that contact with these people, because especially when you're further down in your career, 5-10 years down, having these people within your network, you can always pull on them, especially if you're in the same industry, and at some point they may be coming to you for advice, but you can always have them do you a favour somewhere down the line as well.
Yeah. So we do actually have a question in the comments. So I'll read this one out. This is from Mick. Basically what Mick's saying is that he's quite scared of having interviews because they really struggle with talking to people. Do you have maybe a couple of good tips for people who struggle in those sorts of situations?
Yeah, definitely. Good question, Mick. I think that the main thing is remember that people are just people. At the end of the day, they may be either the CEO of a big company or whatever, but they're just people. And they've all come from the same place that we're in as well, so they're going to appreciate that. Don't be too nervous when speaking to them, and when going into this interview, anyway, you're not going to go in and have to lie to them or make a big story up. You're just explaining who you are and what you can do for them anyway. So it's you're not having to lie or anything like that. It's just going in and being honest. But saying that, if you want to improve your social skills and things like that, I think it's practice makes perfect. So have as many interviews as you possibly can in a short space of time, and you'll get so used to it that it becomes second nature. I'd say it'd be ideal to, if you're going into a job hunting period of say 1 to 2 weeks, try and line up between 5 and 10 interviews in that time frame. And the first couple of interviews you might think, oh, I can't believe I messed up on that, or I went in, I was way too nervous, or I spoke too quickly, and but by the time you get halfway in, you'll learn from those mistakes, and you'll start nailing them and definitely be able to get that job by the end of it. Plus, it's always good to have as many options together as possible, because if you get 1, 2, 3 job offers, then you can make sure you make the right choice and go with the best one.
Cool. Hopefully, Mick, that answered your question. I think there were some really helpful tips there.
We've got another question from Mick actually. It's what place should they go to if they're not sure what they want to do as a job, but they want to get a bit of experience to figure out what they want to do?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm sure. Yeah, we've all been in that position before. It's I think it's deciding what you want and what you enjoy doing. So it's because you're going to be spending a lot of time doing this. It's 40, 50 hours a week at work or something like that. So make sure it's something you enjoy doing. And again, think about all the soft skills that you've got, whether it's communication or selling or marketing, those sort of things that you can look at, because you want to open up as many options for yourself as possible. I'd say write down what sort of soft skills you've got, what qualifications you've got, and then try and from that work out what sort of job you'll enjoy doing. And then again, that's going to really affect the way you go and tackle your job search as well. So a lot to take in there. It's quite a broad question, but remember that's going to be a lot of your life spent at work. So make sure it's something you do enjoy doing.
Yeah, that's very true.
I mean, I know for me personally, I'm not sure what I want to do yet, but I'm looking, so really helpful.
Yeah, I feel like we have...
Yeah, it's really tough. Because especially at this stage of life, you're sort of being asked what you want to do for the next 40 or 50 years of your life. And even now I'm 26 years old, and I found something that I enjoy doing. But you've got to make sure you keep all of these other options open as well, because you're never quite certain what life's going to throw at you. And make sure you've got a few different options to go with as well. It can never hurt.
Okay, so have you got a question?
No, I don't.
I haven't seen any comments that really.
Yeah, so maybe if we just finish off with one or two more questions. So to do with family and friends, obviously they always have opinions on the kind of career that you want to go into. How important is it to listen to their opinions, but to also kind of go with your gut and what you want to do?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, it's the job you do is going to affect a lot of people somewhere down the line, whether that's people that are reliant on you, such as kids and your direct family. But yeah, there's going to be people, your parents now, who are going to be saying, I want you to do this, or I envisage you doing that. But I have to say it is your decision to make. It's going to be your life to live. So it's really got to be something you enjoy doing. But marry into that all of the other things that you can think are going to affect your life as well. So things like income and benefits and just the hours that you work, because it might be fine for somebody to go and work say offshore on an oil rig and be away for 3 months at a time, but for some people that's just going to be a living hell. Whereas if you want to think of things like school teacher, where it's all the overtime that they've got to do and the extra work that's involved there, make sure that it's something you enjoy doing, because no matter what job you go into, you're going to have to go above and beyond to really excel in a career. So that means putting a lot of time in, and I don't think anybody's going to be able to do that unless they enjoy what they do as well. So I think that's probably the primary thing when it comes to think about what industry and what job you want to go into.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. So I think we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for all of those helpful tips and pieces of advice.
Thanks for having me on.
Hopefully that's been helpful for you guys as well who are watching. So I'm sure we will speak to you very soon, Tom. But otherwise, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Tom.
Yeah, thanks guys. Speak soon.
Yeah, we've heard from Mick Potter actually, and they've said that it's helped them, so that's brilliant.
Yeah, that's really good.
What we're here for.
Glad that could be of help. So now that it's sort of just gone 1 o'clock, we are free to just basically have a chat because tomorrow is a huge day, and as well for the year 11s, it's literally a week's time now until the big day for you guys too. So get into the comments and tell us what you've been doing with your summer. Actually, I think it would be really nice to
what have you been doing to kind of forget the fact that you've got results looming over it? Yeah,
what sort of things have you been up to over summer too?
I haven't done much, to be fair. I've just met up with my friends loads and just relaxed with them. We've not really spoken about it, which is how I like it.
Try not to think about
it too much. I've not really done much. I mean, I'm going away next week. Going to the Reading Festival, which will be fun.
Of course,
with my friends. What about you? Haven't you been away to
Yeah. So just like you, I've been kind of meeting up with my friends. I think because it's almost a little bit different when you're finishing A-levels, because you know that all the people you've been spending time with for maybe like 7 or more years, you're gonna like not see them every day again. So and they're not gonna be like just around the corner like they have been for so long. So I'm trying to make the most of that. But yeah, as you said, I did go to America as well, which was amazing. Literally just for 5 days or so, because it was New York, so you don't want to be in the city too long. But it was amazing. It was a very good experience. So people are asking. It was asked, Jade, are you nervous for tomorrow?
Are you nervous?
I have to admit, actually, when I woke up this morning, my friends, someone had sent something just talking about like grade boundaries, and I thought, oh my god, like it's tomorrow. I haven't really thought about it being away and coming back on Monday, and then obviously getting straight back involved with MSc. I've been focusing a lot on you guys, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh my god, it is actually my day tomorrow as well. So I'm pretty nervous, I have to say. but also the anticipation, I'm like done with it. I just kind of want to know now. And the thing that I'm most sort of nervous for is the fact that once I get the results, I'm going to have to then face the consequences and think about my future. So that's, yeah.
We've got a question from Alex Pullen,
Mm-hmm.
I think that is. And it says, will they be disadvantaged at doing science at A-level because they did combined science?
So basically, for GCSE, you're saying you did combined
I think
science.
I did that as well, where you do all 3 sciences. Well, it's like one paper for each, and then you just get one grade for science.
Instead of
as well.
triple kind of higher science, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it really depends actually on which science A level you want to do, because even though they all have the different aspects to them, I think it really just depends on what you're better at, because I know biology is an extremely different subject to chemistry, which is an extremely different subject to physics altogether. If you're better at maths and that kind of thing, then physics is a great way to go, and I think doing combined science wouldn't disadvantage you.
No.
And with A-levels, it's not just about learning the textbook from like front to back, it's actually about the amount of time you put in. So even if you feel like you're behind in the first week, it would be so easy for you to just put those hours in and really work for it, and then you wouldn't be at a disadvantage at all, really. Yeah, I would just say go for what you want to do, and if you're finding it too difficult, then you can always, as I've said before, you can always speak to someone about changing subject in the first few weeks.
Yeah.
So
there's no pressure to stick to it. You can. Well, I know my sixth form, I think it was a month in. You can do a month, and you can still change after that month and change the subject.
Yeah. So.
Let's see. It's just a case of revision technique, you guess. Yeah. That's what I'd say basically. The most important thing actually I'd say about the first year I guess of sixth form for me was just learning how to revise properly, knowing what suits you, because at my school we had end of year exams and I didn't do as well as I could have, I don't think, but that's because I didn't quite revise how I could best, or what gets in my brain best. But I think I did some more mocks in November and I did a lot better because I knew how to revise a lot better. So I guess you're right. Revision technique is
it's all
very
about
important.
kind of finding out what's good for you, I suppose. So let's have a look.
We've got, how long is left on this live? We will be going till 1:15.
1:15.
And the time is 1:11. Oh my word.
Okay, so
Not long. Let's quick fire questions.
Yeah, so we have a good one actually from Amar. It says, "Hi Jade and Matcha. How did you prepare? How did you prepare for GCSE results day, if you can remember?" I would say there wasn't much preparation in it at all. It was more like, oh, it's suddenly here. Okay, fine. But I do remember on the day, my mum came with me because obviously my dad was at work. I got her just to stay in the car, and I went in with all my friends because it's like there's a buzz, there's an atmosphere to it as well. So you go in, you do get given the envelope, and I would just say, just think about it for a second. Everyone's going to be rushing, like, oh my god, what did you get? Just like take some time to yourself, maybe. Just do whatever feels right for you. You don't have to open it in front of everyone.
Don't do what my friend did. He opened it on live radio. Unless you're really confident.
Yeah.
He did not get what he wanted.
No.
They're like, so how did you do? And he just went, well, not the worst, but
No.
not the best. What have I been doing to prepare for A-level results day? Nothing.
Nothing at all. Just forget
chilling.
about it. Yeah.
Enjoying this, well, because I'm hopefully going into employment, my final summer holidays, I guess. That's what I've been trying to do, enjoy that.
Oh, that's so true. It is. It's like, it technically is just the last summer holiday for us, really. Last proper one. We're going to have to be working now, so yeah, making the most of it.
Mick Potter asks, is Love Island going to die next year? Because there's going to be 2 series of it.
I don't know. We'll have to find out.
Yeah.
We will have to find out. A few more minutes, so we'll do a few more questions. Israel, you've asked about accessing results online. I don't think you can do that. You can A-levels, you can access track, so you can find out whether you got into uni, but you don't know what your grades are until you get that piece of paper. For people who are away and want to access it in that way, it actually gets sent to you. or I think you can have a secured email. I don't really know because I've never had to do that before, but you can't just go online and get them.
I mean, I remember for GCSEs, the day before I saw one of my teachers and they knew my results because the teachers know before, but they have to keep it quiet. But they told me that I would be happy. I know, which is that's actually the worst thing to hear.
Is it?
Yeah, but well, no, obviously you're like, okay, I've done well, but you're also thinking, oh, now I want to know what I've got.
Yeah,
so
that's
true. More anticipation.
Anticipation. You just want to know. Like at this point, we have less than 24 hours. I don't even know. Oh God.
I've just seen Mick's question. What do they do if they're sick on the envelope? I do not know. The worst I saw was people crying on the envelope.
Crying, yeah. I don't know. I think actually it's important because just to remember that even if your results are good and you see other people crying, it's really important not to be like, oh my God, guys, did you see her crying? Like, she's just run off. Like, just don't, because I mean, it could be like a really important time for them. And if you're then like, did you see her? Like, she's so upset. It must have been really bad. Like, oh my God. Like, no, just focus on yourself. Like, it's your day. Who cares what anyone else got? Like, don't hype anything up. If people are upset, like, let them be upset and have their moment, and don't spread anything because it's obviously not going to be nice for them.
Are we going to be opening our results on camera? Not live.
No, I don't know. Not live. I don't think. But I'm very happy to be.
Yeah, I'm
appearing,
happy to let you know what I got.
Give an update, good or bad. Maybe. I think it's important because a lot of you guys have been following us and our journeys through A levels this year. And so, I will definitely be giving an update on my results, whatever they are.
Whatever it may be.
Whatever they may be, exactly. Just so you guys can see the experiences we've had and what they've led to and what they've resulted in.
It's a journey, and it'll kind of be nice to look back on for us as well to see
how
we were when we did it.
Exactly. This will be great memories for us as well. So,
people are saying you should make a YouTube channel.
I should make a YouTube channel. Well, I've considered it.
Jade at uni.
Well, I'll be so busy, not gonna lie. Will I have time? I'm spending all my time trying to find something to eat. Like, trying to find money on the floor, probably. That's what I'll be doing. So I don't know if I have time for that, but... it is 1:15, so unless we have any super important burning questions, I think we're going to leave it there. So, thank you everyone for tuning in. This has been a lovely little preview of what's to come tonight and obviously tomorrow and next week as well, because this is a huge time for a lot of us, and so it's great to be in it together and have MSE just to get us through it, I guess. So thank you everyone for watching, and we will see you at 8 PM tonight.